Hey, folks, Crazy James. So, I think the C.A.S. comes in, which is Child Protection Workers. The C.A.S. is the Children's Aid Society of Ottawa, 1602 Telesat Road. Look them up. They come in here and tell me how to do stuff and this, that, and the other thing when we haven't done anything wrong. I'm old. I'm like 51? I'm 51, so I'm having a late family here. I've already done this whole stuff 20 some odd years ago, right? My oldest is 14 or something like that now, right? Somewhere around there, one of them numbers somewhere. Anyways, that's not the story. The story is they come in here and threaten that said 14-year-old, who was 12 at the time. They threatened, the first time they harassed him a bunch and said if they don't answer questions, they're going to get the police to answer questions, or make them answer questions, which freaked him out. Because he was home alone babysitting, which I deemed my son old enough to be able to babysit. I took the babysitting course when I was younger. Scary, right? I was a good babysitter. I used to get paid a lot. I was in high demand. They turn around, and I helped run part of the course when I was, 15. So I know how. My son's been working for 2 years. How many kids do you know that save up money? Mine saves money, right? It's cheap, like super cheap. Hey, if you spend, I'll pay half and you pay half. Get a bike? Oh no, I'll take whatever you can buy. That's cheap. Like, I got a smoking bike, but no, I gotta save some money. Going crazy here. So with C.A.S, I'm coming in telling me twice now, they refuse to identify the workers. Now that they give me their names, but they haven't said which one. Yoga Pant Victoria or Kira, or is the Rip Jean one Victoria or Kira? Who knows? We'll find out in a bit. It's a story for another day. So here's the questions I dropped off on beginning of January. I asked these questions. I dropped these questions off because these are the things that they've come in and told my family, like, hey, do like this. By the way, if you're still watching, cheers, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment if you've ever been in C.A.S. or had dealings with them, because they've been pretty shady stuff, seems like. So here's questions. Question number 1: what are the qualifications to become a worker with the Ottawa Children's Aid Society? Simple, right? Because I'd like to know. I have kids older. I have a kid from a previous life and all that. And my kid's older than people telling me how to raise my kids. What are their qualifications? They don't have kids, do they? Have they raised an adult? Have they raised a teenager, soon to drive? He's got his boarding license, right? Or no, skidoo license, right? Yeah, he's had his skidoo license for 2 years. So hey, screw off on that one. But what are the qualifications to become a worker at the Ottawa CS? Answer that, please. Right? How many mistakes are allowed per case before it's flagged as an issue? They all screwed up my name, date, birth, everything. My son's name, everything. Spelled it wrong, called him wrong. Got my wife's birth date wrong. Got the date of when the initial call happened. Strange. You were like, for a year, I'm trying to argue with the dates. Turn around in the years after. A year after, you're still trying to tell me that was on the 6th. I know when it was. Matter of fact, I put a video up on it on the 3rd. You turned around and said it happened on the 6th, right? That's why I asked that question. How many days after a home visit is allowed before the report is written? Then here is when you turn around and it's written hours after I talked to the supervisor and can express my displeasure on how it's been treating, like not being able to get a hold of the worker, why they had to bring the police, why any of this had to happen, because there was no reason to bring the police. Because when the 2 workers were here the day before, put the camera down, no, will be back. So he broke statute in Canada, section, what is it, 423, subsection 1, the criminal code, by trying to make somebody do something that there's legally, make somebody stop what they're legally allowed to do, or legally allowed not to do, which was record on my property. So he threatened me with the police because you called up my son and said you would bring the police if we didn't cooperate. And what'd you do? He brought the police over a camera and terrorized my kids, which you guys are supposed to be here to help. So, off talking. Woosah, right? Anyways, so the report was written by the supervisor with narration from Kira, who never said a word during the whole interaction that lasted about a minute and a half. I checked my video, and that video said I was yelling and screaming all kinds of stuff. With what they put in the report, the whole incident would have taken about 20 minutes. Anyways, so how many cases does an average worker have in a normal week? Well, if it's been a full week and you turn around and got some cases, well, how many cases do you have? Well, anyone knows your memory kind of wanders after the first half hour of an incident. Well, how many cases you're going to remember minute details of a case or important details of a case that happened a week before, after you had 10 cases a day. 10 cases a day. So in 5 days, that's 50 cases. You're gonna remember what happened in the 49th? No, that's how many. The report was written a week after it happened. So here we go. Does the CS run everyone through the sex offender registry? I noticed I was. Why? It's not. It was because we had dirty dishes. The kids were out late and had turkeys and machinery, and I had weed or whatever, or something like that, right? So what'd you need to do that for? Does CS run everyone through the police records checks? I noticed that's been done to me too. Why is that? Pretty clean. You guys, none on me. So here. Question. What would be the criteria needed to be, what would be the criteria needed to be met to be classified as a racist? The police said that what you said, I was acting racist towards Kira, right? You're saying the C.P.S. is saying the police said it, but no, the police said, they said, because there's a lot of discrepancy here. What have I done to be racist? I don't think I'm racist. I don't know. What would I have done? Explain that to me. So, if somebody was speaking slow and slurring their words, would that automatically mean that a substance was involved? Because Wendy White, you turned around and said that the police were involved because I was speaking slowly and slurring my words the day before that the police were here. So the story is, right, there was some sort of substance involved that was making me impaired, and yet the female workers still showed up at my door when I'm supposed to be dangerous and all this. That's why I want that question answered. What happened if I was just woken up from a nap? So you're automatically assuming that because I was speaking slow, that I was impaired. You were talking to a nervous 12-year-old. A nervous 12-year-old who was speaking slow and refusing to answer your questions. That's why you guys threatened to call the police. Here we go. Here's some more. Is someone legally allowed to be impaired in their home? See how I tied that one in? So, if I was impaired, what would be the reason the police need to be called? Was I acting crazy? No, you said I was speaking slow and slurring my words. Was I being vulgar? Was I being aggressive? Was I yelling or screaming? No, there's nowhere in the notes that said that. So all of a sudden now, a year later, it shows up that I was being impaired on the phone. Well, I think I deserve to have that answered, right? Here, I noticed I was run through the child abuse registry. Do you run everybody through the child abuse registry? That's why I just want to know. What would a different worker other than the worker who did the home visit write? Hey, you two, go lay down. You knock over this camera, I'm going to be pretty upset there. You ain't going to get your kibble till after I'm getting ready for bed there. That's right, you lay down, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll be here all night, folks. Would a different worker, other than the worker who did the home visit, write the report? I asked 2 different intake workers, and they said no, we would write the report, and then we'd go over it with what happened to our supervisor. Why'd Alex Colvin write the report? Narrated by Kira, who didn't speak when Michael Button was here. So Michael Button was here, Kira was here for a minute and a half with Victoria, and yet Alex Colvin wrote the report a week later after talking to me when I complained about what happened. That's why I want to know. Would a different worker other than... you can't answer that in writing. Would you normally have communication with the worker who wrote the report? Well, why wasn't I allowed to talk to Michael Button about it and ask him, okay, well, what did you find? What were the findings of Michael Button? Where's the report from Michael Button? There's so much I want to answer. This ties in to you guys giving me grief twice now. At what age can a child be left alone in Ontario? What is it? You told me that I shouldn't leave the kids home alone. Well, I trust my son. That's why I left them home alone. I wouldn't, my God, it's my kids. And my cat, hey, get over here, come here. Get over here before you knock everything over. Here, get up over here. Get over there somewhere. Stay up there. So, that's why I asked what age could the children be left alone. What are the provisions to be taken in order to leave a child home alone? This is why I'm asking you why is legally allowed to leave a kid home. We took provisions. He had a phone, which contacted right away. We were home within 5-10 minutes from the phone call. He had neighbors support and everything like that. So I'm asking, what are the provisions for it? What age is the Canadian babysitter course aimed at? The reason why I'm asking that is because, like I said before, I took that course. So I helped run the course for a little bit in school, in grade school, because it's aimed for 12 to 14-year-olds, right? Oops. Did I just answer that? See how easy that was, folks? I answered it, 12 to 14-year-olds, right? Because who else wants to babysit for, like, pittance, right? They do. Well, not anymore. Apparently they want a fortune. Here's another one I want to ask, because you guys said my kids should be in school. Is it legal to homeschool in Ontario? Is it? You said my kids should be in school so they can socialize. They socialize more than enough. So what's the problem? Where'd all these cats... Hey, you knocked that camera on. I'm gonna be really upset. You're gonna wait for your kibbles until I'm ready for bed too. What are the requirements to homeschool Ontario? See how I tied those two in? Is it legal? And what are the requirements to homeschool? I want them to answer because they told me that I shouldn't be homeschooling. My wife's got her master's degree in English and stuff like that, right? So why not? I think she's more than qualified. Here's another one. Is it illegal to have marijuana in your home? You told me the police were involved because there was drugs involved. It's marijuana. It's legal in Canada. Everybody knows it. I grow a plant out in my front walkway. The whole world can see. I'm not ashamed of it. I don't hide it. Matter of fact, I'm proud of it. I breed my own strains. So is it illegal to have them home? Why would you say that you had to call the cops? Well, see, there lies asking. You're saying that you called it because I had weed in the house. Then you're calling it because I said I was drunk. Then you're saying it was because... What are the other things? Oh, I was racist, violent, and... I don't know. too handsome. I forget what the other one was. He was too handsome, right? He was too handsome. You know what I mean? Like, jeez, I get that a lot. I don't know. I just don't see it. But I mean, hey, teach their own, right? Do you need this? Here lies important, right? Do you need consent? Or sorry, I want to get it verbatim here. Do I need someone's consent to film them in public? Your workers said that I'm not allowed to film them out in the street. So I want to know, is it legal? Can I film somebody in public? Right? Here's the kicker. Can I legally record someone on my property without their consent? My property, not yours. Mine. And considering that they said, hey, we're not on your property anymore, you can't record us, I'm assuming they knew I was legally allowed to record my property. So they had no right to tell me not to. Again, they were breaking statute for, was it 423 subsection 1, where you intimidate somebody because you threaten to call the police, right? So you threaten to call the police on me if I didn't stop filming, which is section 423 subsection 1 of the Canadian Criminal Code, trying to entice somebody not to do something by threat of violence or intimidation, blah 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 blah. So, using quotes, does that infer, using proper grammatical rules, that the word in between the quotes is the actual words spoken? Because in the report it says I said this, that, the other thing. That's a whole other story, folks. But they said I was yelling, shouting. I said this to him, said that to him, said a whole pile of stuff to him. Which, when you look at the video, I never said it. I mean, it's in the video. They said I was yelling. I immediately started being hostile and yelling. I said, who are you? What are you here for? And they said, pardon? That's how loud I was being. Next you know, I have the cops here when I wouldn't put the camera down. Because that's it. I asked who they are. What are they doing here? Pardon? I said, who are you? What are you doing here? Put the camera down, sir. When the conversation's over, I forget exactly what they said. I said, no, I'm going to record. No, we'll be back. Alright, you're going to be recorded then too. Oh. Next you know, they came back for the cops. Where was the yelling and shouting? You said I chased you down to your car? I didn't know who you were. I went and got your license plate, called your work, and nobody heard about you guys coming here. And then I called the police and said, here's their license plate. These two people tried to get into my house and were trying to convince my son to let them in. I'd like questions like that answered. Like, hey, who are you? All this whole police thing is all over you guys getting your getting a little redneck mud there on your hobby horse, and think you're all high and mighty there, come charging in here. No, 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 no. I'm older than you. Treat your elders with a little respect there, right? You know? Hi, sir. We don't, from the Ottawa CIS, we don't feel comfortable being recorded. See how easy that was? Oh, hey, put the camera down. Maybe say hi first. Hi, sir. I'm not comfortable being recorded. Something like that? No. Put the camera down. No. It's my property. So these are the questions I dropped off. Y'all can't answer them. Right? Y'all stalling. You're getting the ombudsman trying and everything stalling. Why? There's gonna be a whole bunch more. If you're still watching this, like, subscribe. I want these answered. And there's a whole pile more I'm still gonna ask and keep asking. You're in my life. You threatened to, no, not threatened. It's in the report that if they come back here, they're gonna bring the cops and treat me as highly dangerous because your yahoos said that they seen a house full of guns and I came at them all drunken and impaired. There's more in that whole drunken impaired thing. But Do I sound all messed up? No. Well, I just smoked a big huge cracker. Am I buzzed? No. Am I rambling? Probably. Slur my words? No. I don't think so. Anyways, if you're still watching, like, share, and subscribe. I know this is a long one. I hate doing these ones. But these yahoos, I just want to do a public record. Hey, want some questions answered. Look, had them date stamped and everything, right? That's all I wanted. Answer some basic questions. You won't. You guys are coming to my life telling me what to do. Anyways, I pray to God this is recording. This is like probably about the 10th time I try to do this. Even the dog's getting tired of it, right? Yeah. Anyways, leave a comment, folks, if you've been in the system and know what I'm going through. It's disgusting. You're supposed to be helping my kids, yet they bring the cops here and terrorize them. And we'll bring the cops again if they show up again. Because, like, look at one of my other videos where the guy's upset and lets his dog piss on my kid's stuff. Next thing you know, we have the cops and C.P.S here again. Well, I'm not going to go tiptoeing around and, oh, sir, please let your dog pee on my stuff. Or, hey, almost ran over my kid, and I won't say something to you. It's a 40-kilometer-hour street, and you're going like 90. Anyways, that's my rant. Like, share, and subscribe, folks. Crazy James out.